The Latinx community has such a large umbrella.
We're Mexican American, and that's who we are.
We can make big waves.
I love being a citizen of the world. Yo, those empanadas.
This is like tule guayaba, I think. But this, I don't know.
Empanada. Ah, eso es lo que estoy diciendo.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're having a conversation. My first language was Spanish. I mean, growing up in Miami, you're surrounded by every like Latin American, Caribbean culture possible. And so that's why like when I started traveling later on with my family to like Tennessee and stuff, people were like, I like your accent. I'm like, what accent? You know?
Yeah, and I felt like you felt in the sense that being in the border, it's a bubble. And it was like until I started college, and then some people would ask me like, where you're from? And then I would say, oh, San Diego. And then they were like, no, where you're from, because there's an accent. And then I was like, what are you talking about? And then that's when you start thinking and having those doubts about identity. It's like, okay, so where am I from? What should I say? Is it more accepted if I just say Mexico, I'm Mexican? But then you have, you know, that part as well of being Mexican, American, and finding that common ground between the two.
So when you land your like acting roles, do you feel like I gotta put on for my people?
Yes, every single time. And for me, I don't like just acting. I love producing and writing. And I think it's because a lot of us, if you notice a lot of like Hispanic Latinx actors right now that are making it big, they're not just wearing the one hat anymore. You can't wear the one hat.
He used to have to sneak out of his house to film YouTube videos with me. I swear. Like we would schedule a shoot, and then he would lie to his mom and say, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go hang out with friends and like go to the movies or something.
We can make big waves, even if you do start on the internet.
My grandmother always pretend that she didn't like telenovelas, but they were always on.
Yeah.
She's like, I
Somehow.
know. I know. And I remember Mujer Casos de la Vida Real, which were like about like reenactments of like real stories that people sent in. And I thought it was interesting, but it kind of bored me. And I also felt like there was the representation was just not there for me.
No.
Like I just remember being like, I don't know, like this is cool, but nobody in my family looks like this. Yeah.
Yeah, growing up, my mom would always watch novelas. Like the whole schedule. Like,
How many Talia ones?
Novelas.
All of them. Marimar.
Todas. Then I come home from school, and Gordo de Flaca was always on. Gordo de Flaca was always on, so like they kind of felt like family. Because I would just see them, I'm like, oh.
El chisme. Funny how telenovelas made an impact for all of us.
It seems
like
so.
growing up, it's like what everybody would watch, and especially when you mentioned Rebelde and thinking about that time, you know, as a teenager trying to see where you belong, it was easier, especially since I grew up in Mexico during that time, for me to find things to relate to.
Yes.
That I would see on Rebelde, that I would do on Gossip Girl, for example. Like, I would watch it and I liked it, but that's the thing about representation. There's like not one single character that would like look like me or that had a story similar to mine. I remember I called my mom and I was like, Mom, I want to be a sports reporter. I can like still follow sports. I've loved sports all my life. And then also do it in the media aspect of it, the storytelling. And then my mom was like, well, there you go, that's awesome. She's like, imagine now that being your job and getting paid for it when you're just like watching games on TV all the time. Right?
Well, that's great that they were so supportive, and your dad must be stoked.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
He's so proud.
My dad is my #1 fan.
Speaking of family and like family, you know, do they even understand? Because like, for example, my family, they're supportive, but they didn't really get it. They were like, ay, es que a ella le gustan las películas, no sé. Like, they didn't really get that I was, I mean, I think now they understand more that I'm a director and like, you know, going to film festivals with me and stuff like that. But I wonder for you guys, like, what has it been, what's your experience with your family and like your parents and that interaction like, and how are they?
In the beginning, I would say for my own experience, my parents were always supportive, sports, school, everything. But once I started making videos, like you said, it's brand new, and they always want the best for me. So I would say in the beginning they were scared.
She thought it was a distraction.
They want the best. It's the immigrant
it's not
experience.
even
like
exactly.
it's scary. So they want us to be better off than they were. You know, and it's so I don't blame them for that. You know.
Like, now that I'm older, like I acknowledge that they just were scared. They didn't know what it was with this YouTube world.
But now they see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and now
They loved
she's-
it.
My mom's actually in the videos.
Yeah.
So it's like a full circle moment. Yeah.
Mira eso.
Yeah. I was like,
Sneaking away, and now she's in the video.
Yeah.
She's like, hey,
Yeah.
did she want to be in the video?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
She always asks us
So
to
she
be in the video.
volunteered.
Yeah, she calls. She's
Oh
like,
my God, that is incredible. That she is the one who asked to be.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That she volunteers.
This is like a full circle moment.
Amazing.
Through our videos, we share our Mexican American experience,
Yeah.
which is okay and it's our reality. And there's others like us that go through similar experiences.
It's okay to not be, you know, full Mexican from Mexico.
Yeah.
We're Mexican American, and that's who we are.
Oh, we're just saying goodbye now, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
All
You know,
right.
we're gonna talk in the parking lot,
Yeah,
and then
And then on the
we're
phone.
gonna
Two
end
more
up
times.
exactly. This is gonna
Close it
continue.
down.
Yeah.
Now you're kicking us
With the
out.
car door open.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
One more thing, one more thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
wait. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. Bye-bye. Hola Hulu fans, thanks for watching. As always, make sure you like and subscribe and stay tuned for more stories surrounding Acentos Bienvenido. Hasta luego.